everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ideally, though.
Ideally, though.
If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Erica, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butterbean squad.
Yeah, what up?
It's the summertime. Kids about to be out of school.
Yeah, I feel like this is blown by so fucking quickly.
This week blown by. I don't know if it blown by for everybody else.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
I went on vacation.
You did?
Last week.
You did?
But while I was on vacation, there was a couple things that happened. I'm like, it's just me. Every time I'm on vacation, things happen. Or it's just a coincidence that the world's going to shit. And yeah, something's going to happen every other day.
That is true.
I saw the largest plantation in Louisiana burn down.
Yeah, I did remember seeing that. I felt like we should have a cookout, as a people.
Yeah, absolutely. They're like, who burned it down? It was probably them damn dolls from from what is it? Boys and Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
all of our ancestors are now free. It's what it feels like.
It was one of the largest and last standing ones, I think, right?
Why do white people always be like, oh my god, this is a historical monument. We should never it never should have been burnt down. But what you want us to remember what all of our ancestors had to go through? I don't give a fuck about how big it is. My ancestors had to build it. You guys didn't build shit with your fucking bare hands, and then had to work it, and then had to get beat. And there's no death rate on how many slaves have been killed in America or on its way to America.
Yeah,
there's no number.
It's hard to even gather a total number.
Yeah, there's no number for this.
I mean, look, in many ways, I wish America was like Germany, because they had a entire denazification campaign where, in the history books, it remains that the Holla, happened. It happened, and it was bad, right?
Yeah.
But they don't have any type of true monuments to any type of.
They shouldn't. They're the worst.
You really can't even say that word on YouTube, so I'm trying to be as
gotcha.
You know what I mean? Think of Kanye. There you go. I'll replace that with Kanye. We all know what it is.
If you don't know what happened in the freaking 40s.
And America has a very bad problem with trying to
whitewash and cover up.
Yeah, cover up these types of the situations. I'm glad it burned down, personally.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's in the same rate that I'm happy that we did do that thing over the last few years where we're taking down Confederate statues of fuckers. You know what I'm saying?
God, it might be reversed now.
True.
Next thing you know, everybody's gonna be able to do put them back up.
They are taking a lot of what Black history truly is out of important things in American government, law and shit now. Mm-hmm. So it's on its way to fascism, if you ask me. But yeah, I mean, we as a people, we notice it, but everybody else doesn't give a fuck, and that just proves, like you said, you don't know how many numbers of people were affected back in the day. They're still affecting people to this day.
Yeah, how many thousands of slaves probably lived and were abused in that plantation alone?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I'm on the side of TikTok where everybody's hurraying, so I don't know who could be like, oh my god, I can't believe people are so happy about this burning down. Yeah, and it was probably also Annabelle. She's been doing her world tour lately, so she probably, banned with our ancestors and one of them damn dolls from Boys from the...
Annabelle is crazy.
Tales from the Hood, and they had their conversation, and then, she went up to flames.
I mean... It could be that, or somebody dropped a well-timed cigarette or a match or something. Either
I feel like it was probably intentional.
It feels as if it was. I'm going to say it was an act of God. It was because God don't like ugly.
A symbolic fucking of just what's going on in America right now.
Basically, it honestly
we're burning to shit, and we also had enough. And okay, you want to do what you want to do.
Rome is burning right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do what we want to do. So more plantations need to be fucking up in flames.
And
I hate seeing people who are like, oh yeah, I'm getting married at this it's a plantation.
Yeah,
it's a plantation. You okay with that?
I hear the word plantation and I don't like it, and it's negative. To it. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And it's unbelievable to me that somebody else can look at that same word and be like, that's a perfect spot to have our wedding reception.
Yeah, anything it says plantation is not anything good that happened in the past with that place.
So you know what I want to do? Let's have a bar mitzvah over at the concentration camp.
Right. Come on now.
The fuck?
Wherever Anne Frank's last fucking like letter was found looking at. You know what I'm saying? It's craziness. So fucking stupid. Yeah, it's never black people. It's always like these gullible ass white people are like, I don't give a fuck about history. I just care about what the scenery is gonna look like on my wedding day, and then you're gonna get fucking divorced from fucking Jeff in 5 years, and then all of that was for fucking nothing.
Now you're an asshole who's divorced. And
I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust any white people. I don't trust them, and you have to like literally earn my trust. And people are like, you don't. Yeah. A lot of people say that nowadays. They say you don't have to earn trust. It should just come, and then as time goes on, people can lose it and gain more trust. I don't think that's true.
I do believe that. I think both of those things are true, depending on the person you are.
Yeah.
I think that, like, I trust only a few whites, just a few.
I don't trust anyone.
Just a few. Like Tom Cruise, I trust to entertain me. That's a trust. That's all I'm speaking to. I'll trust him for.
I'm trying to go deep with trust.
I'm just saying, but I mean, I don't think deeply with them.
Also, I don't care what no one says. I think all white people have some kind of racism bone in their body, like racist bone in their body.
Maybe. I mean,
because you have learned from
systematic. Yeah, it's systematic. You learn from home, and it's.
I don't care if you've been around black people all your life. I think there's always going to be something that sneaks up in a conversation that makes a black person be like, yeah, that sounded a little.
I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah, I don't like the way.
I get that.
Not to say that I don't like white people.
No, true.
You know,
true. I get you.
I love how there's white people that are like, oh, we're having black fatigue. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I did see that. I did see that. We're having black fatigue. Yeah.
Well, how about we switch positions and we go back in time and you can be the slave.
Right.
And then we can say, okay, you don't have to keep on talking about it.
Right.
You know, like, enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Even though Karens can go on and go on and go on. What's the difference, right? But
so ignorant.
I don't mind. I have friends that are white.
Yeah.
But do I trust them? No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I can trust you as far as I can throw you. That's just what it is.
Some white friends too. There's only a couple that like my friendships with them are like 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, because then people have proven themselves
They've proven themselves. I can trust them.
I just don't know what goes on behind closed doors when your uncle get drunk and then they start making those jokes.
Word.
What do you say? Do you just allow it and be like, yeah?
Yeah. There's a way to be an ally. There are ways to be full-blown allies. My friends are allies. I will say that. Thank God. And, you know, in other areas, I've trusted people to like even work for them in their dreams. I can trust them in certain ways, but, you know, it's never a down bottom to my core, like, you know, life or death, I trust you type of situation. No, I don't. I've never.
And people love to say, oh, that was hundreds of years ago. No, there's stuff going on right now. That's why I don't trust white people.
Yeah, I mean, just take a look at the country right now. White people like fucking themselves.
I hate when they're like, hundreds of years ago, get over it. It wasn't you. It was my ancestors. And guess what? Even though you don't have a culture, like, I have to hear about this, and I have to read up on and hear the stories about my people being oppressed.
Right.
Because it's not something that was a far off freaking thing that happened. Like, stuff is still happening.
No,
George
I look at it like this. If people can reference all the time a like 100 to 200-year-old document like the Constitution, then I can feel free to freely speak about the people who also built the land that the Constitution was built upon.
Right.
It just makes more sense to me that way. So you can say all you want about don't take our guns and There's an amendment in that Constitution that allows me to be a man and you to be a woman. You know what I mean? And not property.
Object. Yeah, not property, not an object.
So you're gonna have to respect that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple as that to me.
It's not that far away. And the thing is, when you're not used to having grandparents, great-grandparents that can tell you stories about them picking cotton.
That's true.
You know, then
that's true.
You don't miss me with that shit.
That's true. Mark Lamont Hill was just on JBP talking about that. He's just 2 parents away from somebody who was an actual slave. His great grandmother.
Yeah, there's like 4 generations. We're like 4 generations from our grandparents picking cotton. Yeah. So I just hate when I hear people of different color, especially white people, who are like, "Oh, that wasn't you, bitch. It was not. Yeah. That's my people. Right. Like, this runs very deep."
Yeah, you know how what the fuck is you talking about? Yeah, and people like that also bug me because if you look back in like just medieval Europe, niggas was doing shit to keep their bloodlines intact. You know what I'm saying? So like, what does it even matter?
They want to be Viking so bad, but don't even like. You know what I'm saying? Like blonde hair, blue eyes,
just hypocrites, all of them, really.
all of them, really. Bash white people all the time, but no, because with me growing up, and also like when you're only one of 5 black people in the like with me, I went to a predominantly white school. Yeah. All of my elementary, most of my middle school. Yeah. So being the only black spot. Yeah. I had a librarian ask me when I was in like first grade if I celebrated Kwanzaa. Why do you think I celebrate Kwanzaa? I'm just asking. I could, but I'm just,
Why do you feel the need to even ask me?
Do you, what if I'm like, do you celebrate
Columbus Day? What do you
Columbus, fucking Hanukkah? Like, I don't know if you're Jewish or not.
Right. I get it.
It's so I've had to deal with stuff like that all my life.
Of course.
Yes, can I be friends with white people? Yes, but do I trust them? Absolutely not. Because when your back against the wall, it's gonna be me or you, or your people. It's not even me and you, because we all as humans will pick ourselves. But it's your people against my people. Who you gonna choose? Yeah, most of the time.
I mean, succinctly, such we are still seeing Carmelo Anthony, the kid who was jumped and allegedly stabbed the other white kid. Mm-hmm. His fees are being paid by people like us, and we're looking at it from the way of not that he didn't do it, it's that he's being railroaded by a system that's not allowing him to have a fair trial or fair anything. But we can go and look at that white lady who again talked about that 6-year-old or 5-year-old black kid and calling him a hard R, and the kid happened to be autistic also, like, and she's being congratulated. You know what I mean? These are the free speech warriors and shit like that. Like, it's a difference in how people react to certain things, and you could tell how these people are on the inside just by that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why racists can't have the opportunity to raise money the way they do, but they do.
I mean,
and that's crazy to me.
There's sick people who just love it. They just,
those are those who is, if it's your clique against mine, they are definitely going to be that, even if they're wrong. And you're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah. But somebody rewarding that type of behavior only allows that shit to be reinforced, the ugliness to be reinforced, and that shit, it don't fly with me.
And then when we actually buck the fuck up, it's like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
You crazy black man.
Oh, yeah.
But we're taught to turn the other cheek because our God tells us to.
That's why Jesus was a black man. That's why Because as many times as we turn the cheek on shit, all right?
Well, Mel Gibson said,
I don't give a fuck about Mel Gibson. He also called his wife a nigger.
that was a Charlie Sheen.
No, that was also Mel Gibson.
Oh my God, do they run in the
He's awful.
Do they run in the same clique?
This is the reason why he can't even have guns federally. He can't own guns federally. Yes. DV and all that. Mel's a bad guy.
You know what? I don't mind Charlie Sheen calling whoever his wife was now listen here, you nigga. I was like, he did that. So, you might have to. I was just like, I don't know what that means. But she must be one.
It's crazy.
I don't
craziness. Yeah, but it's that nastiness is always gonna be around. It's not gonna change. We got all that type of nastiness right now in our administration at this point.
That's why I'm always trying to teach my kids, especially my son, about being proud about being a black man. And also, like, when you see it, say it. Yeah. Because you don't want no one, especially white people, to feel like they can say what they want. Because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
God, they do.
Yeah, you got to tell your white friends, too. No, you cannot say the N-word. Absolutely fucking not. I don't care if I say it 10 times in a fucking sentence. You will not be saying it. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
I'm just saying. What do you think this is?
That's funny.
But, when I was out of town, and you had talked about when you were driving to the airport, that there was a beef going on. And it was very similar to last year with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, where there was a beef. And, of course, I was there for it. But then when I went to Mexico, it got even, worse.
I have asked at this point, go on vacation more often. So
in May, it's popping off.
Beefs and things that are exciting to me.
He's basically saying, just get the fuck out.
Basically.
Go.
I honestly, this beef has been kind of going on for like the last couple of months. January in particular, Joey Badass, East Coast rapper.
Raising Kanan.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
He basically came out with a track called "The Rule Is Back," and calling himself the King of New York, and there was too much West Coast dick licking, and
well, he's from New York. I thought you said Chicago.
No, New York.
Oh, he's from New York.
Yeah, keep up.
Okay, I don't know where he's from.
yeah, he's from New York. He's East Coast. He essentially called out basically everybody in the West, and everybody in the West answered.
Really?
Everybody in the West answered.
Like who?
Curtis King, Ray Vaughn, J3, AZ Chike, Daylight, which was the main event, to be honest with you, because Daylight is the first person to respond to Joey in January, and it's basically been track for track for the last few months.
Damn.
Over the last few days, I'd say, we got a total of 28 tracks.
From all these people.
All these people. CJ Fly from the East Coast, Nick Caution from the East Coast. Because at first it was a 20v1. First thing was a 20v1. Joey was holding his own.
Was he?
And he was holding. Joey can rap. I can never say.
Since now, we know him as a rapper, but then he kind of moved into the acting.
He doesn't have the status he should. He should be on a Drake or Kendrick level. That's his lyrical ability. Joey is really dope. He's dope as fuck. But he's never had that type of push. I think now, since the beef has happened, that is going to make sure he gains a lot more traction this year. And congrats for him, because he whooped some ass, especially to go up against Daylight, which is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. He really did hold his own. Ray Vaughn also, I got to give it up for the West. The West, they did their work. Curtis King went at CJ Fly personally. CJ Fly subbed him. We're talking Ray and Joey and Daylight and Joey and all these different. It was amazing. It finalized yesterday. This would be around Daylight basically making out the last song being, I think it's Final Round. If I want to, no, in credits. It's called in credits. Excuse me, it's in credits. And he basically shout out everybody, all the reactors who have been reacting to it. Like Screwface got a mention, Jay Black got a mention, a bunch of people. It was a very healthy rap beat.
Everybody cool?
Everybody's cool.
Okay.
Everybody gets it. It got real gross because of the fact that more TDE stuff got mixed into it. I'd say in the middle of all this chaos, Joey ended up doing a freestyle with Absol and Big Sean.
Ooh, Big Sean. Hey, friend.
The thing about Big Sean, and it happens every time.
I've
always said this.
Don't start your shit.
It happened the same time. He gets overshadowed. He barred up.
Okay.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
No, it was like,
because thanks Big Sean, thanks for coming. That's how it felt. I swear to God, that's how it felt. And to be fair, Absol and Joey on that freestyle handled it. Absol is an alien, and Joey can rap his ass off.
You talk about Joey Badass being up there with the Kendrick and stuff.
Yes.
Big Sean is too. I don't care what y'all saying.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. And y'all need to give my friend a little bit more credit.
I wish he did. He was. I wish he was. But
he wanted to start the beef with Kendrick and Drake. So go ahead.
It's because the Control song. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we have to give him credit for that. But again, it overshadows it. Nobody thinks of Big Sean when they think of Control. They think of Kendrick when they think of Control. So it's still, he will always be there.
I care about you, Big Sean.
Niggas care about him. And I do appreciate his rap because I love rap and the art form. But overall,
he still did his thing though. You can't say that nobody was ass on the song.
Nobody was ass.
Okay,
he was third place though.
Yeah, I mean to you.
No, to you.
To you, he was third place.
Yo, for real, he did.
I'll be the judge of this.
But it was more like a hey, thanks for coming type of situation because Absol ended up addressing Joey about the West Coast beef because he's with TDE, and to make it even funnier, Joey ended up founding an LLC called TD East. So it's become like a big thing there. Everything still seems to be pretty cool in a couple states. Like we're going to keep it on wax.
I like that.
But it's been some crazy shit. I think it's this. I think the East Coast has had a very huge lull over the last
y'all
decade.
started this gangster shit, and where the hell y'all at?
Yeah. over the last decade, I feel like it's been a very huge lull for them, especially with all the drill rap that caused a bunch of rappers to get killed in the process and things of that nature or locked up. That's kind of diminished people's ears on that side of the rap wheel, right? Most motherfuckers know that over the last 10 years, you can't say anybody wasn't running rap but Atlanta. Now, right, the South, right? Yeah. Now we have West stepping up. Thanks, Kenny. Thanks. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at this point, you can see that the East Coast people have kind of been like, yo, we here still too. There's still niggas that can bar.
Challenge.
Yeah. Challenge. Basically. And it happened. It was a very, very healthy beef. I think my favorite songs out of this all has been Crash Dummies because
whose song was that? Joey?
This is Joey Badass's. I think his last one before Daylight basically ended it all. Crash Dummies. Ray Vaughn considers himself a Crash Dummy, so he was very much mentioning and subbing Ray Vaughn in that track. I would have to say GoldenEye by Ray Vaughn, where he just ate Joey the fuck up.
So when you think about it, do you feel like the West Coast won?
I have a bit of a bias because we from here, you know what I'm saying, all day, but like it's hard because the thing is this.
Not you throwing up West Side.
We from that. I used to do that when I was a kid, so I had to represent now still. But with what transpired from the Daylight situation, it's deeper rooted. That's why I'm such a fan of hip hop. It's truly a sport. You know what I'm saying? Because Daylight ends up going up against Joey. And Joey, surprise, surprise, puts Loaded Lux on the track. If you don't know who Loaded Lux is, yes, he is like the Mecca. Niggas don't rap like him. But we've been wanting Daylight versus Lux since 2019. Oh. It was supposed to happen, then Corona happened, and it hasn't happened. So if you knew that, nobody knew that Lux was coming up on the song, but once you heard it and you know Lux's voice, nigga, I lost my mind that night. I was like, oh my god! I was screaming, like, Lux?
What day was this when I was out of town?
Day 1, day 2? This is day 3. This is day 3 of your vacation. And I could not be a happier boy. I felt, again, like I was watching Kenny and Drake go head-to-head again because, again, as a battle rap fan, we've been, seething for Daylight versus Lux. Daylight is crazy. Like, he is an alien. He thinks different. He's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? And there's a very limited few of those types of people. And it's the same thing with Lux. Lux is a monster.
Especially, if you know battle rap.
If you know battle rap. So, the fact that Daylight came punch for punch and still held his own by himself against both Joey, who was rapping his ass off, and Lux, who's going to come with the fire, it was a monumental moment.
Do you think this makes rappers, especially our age and younger, think about people who are bringing out albums that haven't rapped in a long time, like LL Cool J, Will Smith,
Exhibit just dropped.
Should y'all be ashamed of yourselves? Exhibit, was he doing some kind of
actually? I'm being real. We didn't Ice Cube just drop or something like that?
Exactly.
Exhibits is better than Ice Cube.
Well.
Sonically.
I like how Exhibit raps.
Yes, sonically, he can still do it. He can still do it.
Ice Cube was rapping for his time.
Yes.
And it's never going to transcend over.
He never grew out of that.
Yeah. So, with Curtis Blow. My bad.
Curtis Blow. These are the brains.
My bad, Exhibit. I no shade.
Bring it up.
With Exhibit, I was like, he can probably literally last over time. So I'm not surprised by that. But as a rapper, when you're not rapping and you got old heads, what's we gonna have next? A Run DMC putting out a new album? Curtis Blow, who knows?
And these are the brains.
But that's
broken glass everywhere.
I'm just saying, Smokey Robinson, once he get out his little shit, he might want to rap.
Shit.
So
Smokey.
So it's just kind of y'all letting the old heads come back, and it ain't gonna hit the way it's gonna be hitting, and y'all still allowing this to happen. So I really commend Joey badass for like, okay, thank you Kendrick, thank you Drake. Let me try. I want to rap. I want y'all to know.
He's been rapping. He's been actually subbing Kenny also, which has been interesting. I mean, we'll see if Kendrick responds. Do I feel like Kendrick should respond? No. You've had the entire coast stand up for you. You didn't have to do anything.
Y'all let y'all handle it.
Like, it wasn't even one of those. I'm sure he was aware. Yeah. But he's also got his like this West Coast like regular tour he's doing.
I literally will laugh, and it's not like that because I think if you're an artist, if you're a rapper, you know the competition artist, so you're not gonna look at Joey like he's small potatoes. Right. But you're like, listen, I'm like, I don't got time for this.
Even Rayvon in one of his bars was like, you couldn't get to Kenny, now you're going up to Cole. What, you stupid? Are you dumb? Like I get it. I get Joey wants to prove himself. Everybody, because he hasn't had a like monumental hit either. So you know what I mean? And the only hit he has had, which came out of this beef, interestingly enough, he wrote Rockstar for what's that white dude I don't like, Post Malone. Oh, Joey Badass wrote that for him, so he has a platinum plaque, of course. But it as a writer.
How do you feel like it would have been if he?
I wish that was his song, but then it would be too pop for him.
That's
like,
what I was gonna say.
Seeing Joey like that, we'd been like, nigga, you sold out. You know what I'm saying? Because he really truly Joey embodies like real East Coast, like Illmatic, like that Nas, like he got the butters on. Like
he looks like Unique for Raising Cane's. Exactly. Like in a sense of we know that's Unique, but like that whole
that aura.
Like the nigga with the gold dark skin, looking like he might snatch a chain. No,
word. You know. So, I was a happy camper throughout this entire thing. I do have my West Coast bias, so I'm gonna say that like the West ate him up, and they gave him a break at the ending because Daylight was really going in. Daylight's the type of person like people think you have to you have to pull out like a dictionary for Lupe. For Daylight, you got to pull out the dictionary, and then you got to pull out a thesaurus, and then you got to go in the back and get the Dead Sea Scrolls because
Santa's list.
You have to, because all his shit is quadruple, quintuple entendres, all of it.
I think with West Coast, and this is also me being biased, is that we a different kind of crazy where it's like I'm not gonna let off your fucking neck.
That's true.
Oh, this what you want? I was over here just minding my business and doing my shit and rapping. Okay, so now, and that's what Drake had to find out about fucking Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Oh, you know I got 10.
You don't know what it's like over there, fam.
It's different from up north.
It's too cold to work.
Why do we talk about West Coast, East Coast, and South? We never talk about the North. Who up there?
Nobody up there. Ain't
Michigan, Wisconsin.
Cold. It's cold. The whole
UP.
I think that the West has that kind of. We've always had that bite and that fight in us. Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to any type of artistry, and we have a range of it all. You know what I'm saying? You have the Too Shorts and shit all the way to the Kendricks and everything in between.
I think with the East Coast too, they start off with it was poppy hip hop, and then the West Coast like, we are dying over here. Let me tell you about everything that's going on over here.
Right.
Let me tell you about Brenda.
And her baby.
And eyes was open in middle America. Like, oh shit, it's real gangsta over there.
Yeah. It definitely was a great beef. I think it's always great for hip hop and hip hop fans and anybody who is trying to really indulge in what the culture truly is. I had a great time experiencing it. I had a great time watching all the reactors react to it. Mm-hmm. And I just hope it's a new awakening for away from the last decade of just trash music we've had for the longest amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not hearing the Trippie Reds and them motherfuckers anymore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So real rap of substance is taking a bit of an overpass now, and I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said before, I went on vacation, you guys. I always go with my sister on vacation. Mm-hmm. So this year we went to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Now, when you're on the West Coast, flying all the way to the DR, I think it was about a good, I would say 11 hours. Woo! Now, is it all in one sitting? No. It's like you do about 4.5 hours. We hit up Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw this comedian at the airport named Darren Fleet. I see him on like Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah. He's so funny. I saw him in the airport.
That's cool.
I was hoping to see Tasiki or Krishan in the airport, just think about or some of the Braxton sisters. I'm trying to think about anybody from Baltimore.
In the area, yeah.
I heard a little bit of the accent, just a little bit, but I was hoping to hear more of that accent. I'm not really a fan of the Baltimore accent, but I wanted to hear like face to face.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we got on that flight, we got to the DR. That flight was like 3 hours,
That's
3.5 hours
from the East Coast.
Yeah, because we did a night flight, so we did a red eye, so we slept. I think everybody knew the assignment. When we got on that plane, both times, I think the first time the lights went off and we all went to sleep. I was in between an old white man and a young white man, and I'm just like, listen, we family today. If you want to put your head on my shoulder, if you want to put your leg on mine and get some warmth, this is what is gonna happen. I'm not gonna say nothing. It's okay. We can enjoy ourselves here.
That's funny.
But yeah, I'm not really big on flying. I hate flying, but then I want to see the world.
Yeah.
So I'm over here like Michael Jackson. Like I don't want to get on this plane, but I got to get on this plane because my life flashed before my eyes every time. Because when you have instances of growing up watching Final Destination as a fucking kid.
Yeah, that'll fuck you
up. I wonder
up.
if I'm gonna have a premonition and have the balls to get off the fucking plane.
That'll fuck you up for sure.
But yeah, we had that, and you grew up with 9/11 and stuff like that.
That also was a big one.
And everything recently that happened like months ago with all these planes
and helicopters.
I have
and shit.
not been setting well. Like what happens with me when it comes to a flight coming up, I'll have this major anxiety and think about all the crazy possibilities that could happen to me because I believe that I'm gonna die on the flight. And it subsides.
Yeah.
Up like a week prior, so then I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
That did not happen this time. I'm like, yeah, this might be it. But I made it, y'all. But I definitely was I was like, okay, I made it. Where does my time go right now? Like it's like you think of like I only got this much time.
Reset the clock.
Sheesh. That's how I felt. But we actually stayed at the Rio Bavaro resort. It's all inclusive. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't like all inclusive. Some people feel like the all inclusives are dirty and stuff like that. I'm starting to get to a point where I'm not really into the all inclusives like that. When we went to Mexico last year, the food was pretty good. I would give the food a 7 out of 10, and then the drinks were 10 out of 10 because we was drunk in Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get drunk, but
he was having a good time.
Yeah, tipsy to a point. In the DR, the food was trash for the most part.
Yikes.
And I wanted some authentic DR food.
Yeah.
And I think I would have to go off the resort really to get it.
That's why you're not into the all-inclusive at this point now. Okay.
Plus, I feel like that the resorts try to cater to white people. I feel like that's what it is.
That's fair.
Because
they've been the only ones that can afford all that luxury right now.
Is this not a weird thing of wanting to go to a different country but wanting to feel like safe and familiar? You need to be stepping outside of your comfort zone. No, I wish they really didn't do that.
That's called colonization.
Yeah. In your own country. Like, really? But the food was not good. We did buffet, and let me tell you, my stomach was hurting.
Oh, you had the shits? Yeah.
Oh, gosh, the worst. And the drinks, so I'm like, you can't fuck up a drink. They barely know how to make drinks. Like, there's a difference.
So if I went there and asked for
Mexico
an old-fashioned,
and the DR, oh,
you know they can pull off the old fashioned?
I asked for something as simple as a Mai Tai, and the lady made a Mai Tai with bananas and rum. What is that? Is that a DR Mai Tai?
Why you say it like that?
I'm just saying. What the fuck is this?
Mai Tai.
I had to keep it real simple. Just give me shots of tequila. Yo,
that's
rough.
They
had some signature drinks. I had a brewed coral, and that wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. It's just the Dominican people are great people. They're so beautiful. They just don't know how to make
good drinks. Are you more like paying for at this point just the optics of it all?
Let me say this hotel aesthetically was like way more pleasing than the one in Mexico. It was bigger. It was just beautiful. I'll give the.
Is it on is it a hotel by itself or like next to other strips, like a strip of them? Or?
No, well, there's another hotel next to it, but it's a big ass compound. So
okay.
When I say it's like its own little town, so you can walk up and down and you're right on the beach and stuff like that. Dope. So it was a nice hotel, like 10 out of 10 how it looks and everything like that. It was bigger from the Rio
over in
Cabo,
Mexico.
yeah, but the food wise and the drinks too. Like I know y'all want to get people drunk, then the drink should be the one that's hidden. The drink should be hidden.
Right.
But once we got over there and found a place that we can just eat on a regular basis, which is like we just kind of stuck to the buffets. Like the people there are really really nice. They don't want you to go. They are so beautiful. It's just like looking at yourself. Like we're of course all of African descent, so I'm just like, oh my god, look at my people. Like they a lot of them thought I spoke Spanish. Like we all looked the same. There's people who are like really darker than me and stuff like that. They're very very nice. I'm just hola everywhere I go. It's like that's all I knew. Hola, como estás? Como estás? My sister was like, you know Spanish? You Spanish? That's a French.
We got it the wrong.
I'm like, si, senor. I mean, we. Like, you know, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
You did the Italian hands.
See, with the three different damn fucking countries.
That's fucking great, yo.
But it was everybody walked past you. Hola, you know, just really nice. We did the pool a couple times. We met some people. We met this couple that actually, I believe, were swingers.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe they were swingers. They seemed nice. They were from Atlanta.
Okay.
And they were younger, so I think I was like the old head of our group. You. So we went up to their hotel room, and I saw the pineapple sticker, so I'm assuming that means that they was down for whatever. But I ain't doing that with my sister, and I'm not doing with nothing with no woman or nobody. Actually, in a different country. But they were really nice. They're from Atlanta, so you know, if we ever go to Atlanta, I would definitely hope they could show us around. Just like if they reached out to us about coming to Vegas, I wouldn't mind showing. I would love to meet people from different vacations and become vacation buddies. You know,
I get you.
The beach was nice. The problem with the beach though is when I be seeing pictures, they be looking like clear blue water, and they had all those
the kelp.
Oh my god, are y'all gonna clean that up? You know how sometimes you get stuff that stick to your leg, and you like, oh shoot, shark!
You big weenie.
But no, it was the water was nice. The weather was great. Now we went during the second week of rainy season, so we were like, fuck. It's gonna be raining this whole time. What the fuck are we gonna do? Because when we touched down in the DR, it was raining really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh so no.
I think it took us about 45 minutes to get to our hotel and also wait for the shuttle, and it was raining really bad.
Damn.
Yeah, it was raining really bad, and I was like, "Fuck, is this what we're gonna have to deal with?"
Yeah.
But right when we got to the resort, it stopped. The humidity is a hot damn mess. You know, we from Vegas, so we just got heat. Yeah, dry heat.
FaceTiming you was, and looking at you, you look like, exactly like Danny Glover from Predator 2. Danny Glover. Like just moist and glistening.
Like, ugh.
It was all of it over here.
I'm like, I'm good, I'm straight.
And a minute later, it was just like, whoop, right back.
You can't wear no makeup out there. You better just come with your natural beauty. I know that's right. You know what I'm saying? Because face card never declined. But I wore makeup only to take pictures. And then we were outside for like 5-10 minutes. And it was melting. I'm like, hurry, take my picture. Take it quick.
Because I'm going to look like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Right, I'm about to melt. Picasso.
That's crazy.
But as far as like taking pictures and like getting a view, like it's you can't get that nowhere.
Yeah. What about you got any animal activities? You see anything out there that was? Or they might have a lot of bugs, I'm sure.
They do have. I think they have like you can go to certain parks that have. I don't fuck with the monkeys.
Okay.
I'm not fucking with no fucking monkeys. You know I'm not, because then we're fighting. Y'all know why I be watching stuff where you go to like certain places and the monkey be like tearing up your hair and stuff. Bitch, we're fighting.
Take out a braid.
Call PETA if you want to.
I've seen one like pull out a cigarette from a guy's mouth.
We in fucking Tibet. No, I'm not fucking dealing with that shit. I'm just saying. But the humidity when we got like when we were coming out the airport, it was so suffocating. Getting off the plane inside the airport, and them like technically not having any like air conditioning, it was it was like suffocating in a sense.
Really?
And rough. I would have to say their airport though is like not as hectic as the one in Cabo where you're like trying to find your shuttle person. You know, they had like stations like kind of like more help desk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
it's a lot more organized then.
Yeah,
okay.
I wish they can be I feel like I wish in different countries they can be a little bit more organized when it comes to your shuttle arrangements. Yeah. But it wasn't too bad. Yeah. The beach was great. We went to the club. So we did another phone party. That was good. Yeah. The thing is, though, with Cabo, they was playing a lot more hip hop music, and in the DR, it was a lot of
you couldn't shake your ass to the Spanish music.
Yeah, it was. I was like, So I could only shake my ass so much to the damn DR electronic music, dance music, or whatever they had. But overall, I feel like it was a great time. Mm-hmm. I love that they do call you the day after you come in just to check and see if, how you feel like your first day was. Yeah. But damn, they called me at 8:30 in the morning and I was just waking up. I'm like, Manuel? Hello? Manuel, is this you? Why are you calling me?
Why are you calling me, Manuel?
Why do y'all try to make it see? Y'all, it's not voice that deep.
No, like, it's not. I just be trolling, y'all.
He want to say I sound like Tone Loc. I love that I've now in the last 5 years been able to say, you know what, especially with my sister, because we both always wanted to travel, but sometimes you don't have friends who want to do it, or even if you want to do it with your siblings.
Not in this economy.
But before in 5 years ago,
it
was always excuses. So I'm just gonna travel with the person who wants to travel with me, you know. And she's always a great time. There's people who say I'm boring, but I mean I can't be boring if I'm going out of town. Yeah, I can't be that boring. But I'm like 21 with no kids. No, it was a really good time. They have basketball courts, tennis courts. Yeah. They had a water park there too. I didn't walk all the way down to the water park.
It? Okay.
Yeah, because it's a big ass compound. It's like its own city, so you can walk down the street, and I didn't feel like any type of way about walking down the dirt street in the compound. It felt pretty safe to me.
That's good.
They had a store in there, so that's where I got all of you guys souvenirs and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't drink any of the water. I just drank bottled water. Just
smart.
Yeah.
They say no shade. They say not to drink water from south of the border.
But why they always want to be like water? I'd be like, I don't want your agua.
It's just abundant. It's just waters everywhere.
Well, I just if you give me a bottle, then yes. But
a bottle,
But you want to pour it in my.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, they're very flirtatious there too.
Of course.
And I'm just like, what is? Remember we used to watch 90 Day Fiance with what's the name? Fuck, I forgot the name.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Johan. Yeah.
What did they call them that be working at resorts but be trying to get green cards?
Oh, I don't remember.
Spanky, hanky, panky. I don't know what
something
they say.
Like that. Yeah.
It felt a little. I'm like, you cannot be looking at me with bedroom eyes when you probably seen so many.
Yeah, it's a scam. It is a scam.
But I'm gonna say overall, the people they're really nice. They're really sweet. Mimosas I would say mimosas in the mornings was popping.
I mean, that's at least one good drink.
Yeah,
the blue coral.
Yeah, but the only thing also was with the humidity too, and a lot of trees and stuff. You get the spiders, you get the ants, So that's the only thing.
I did mention bugs earlier.
But our room was amazing. Was amazing. Very bigger than our last one when we went to Cabo last year. If I'm comparing from last year, the balcony was amazing too. You can do a lot of stuff on that balcony. If you had people over, you had a big group. When you
FaceTimed, it did look like it was nice with the privacy walls and stuff.
Oh my God! And I feel like any view that you have at that resort is going to be great.
Breathtaking.
Yeah,
probably. And
I love that they checked this in early because when I was trying to make sure that my flight kind of corresponded with the check-in time. Yeah. And I was like, we might be sitting here for maybe 2 hours, maybe. But we got there and they checked us in. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, 2 queen beds. I don't want to share a bed with my sister. Right. And they're like, what else? I'm like, what else you want to give me, Manuel? I mean, if you want to give me a suite with the rate that I paid, then go ahead,
Fair. That's fair.
But yeah, mini bar. You get the alcohol stand or the bar there, so you have 4 different alcohols. You get tequila, gin.
You really didn't have to worry about drinks. You could have made your own.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I said, I guess I'm about to be a bartender if they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. But I gave them chance after chance. So I gave them 7 chances in 30 minutes. I went to every bar can you make this? Oh, that wasn't good. Can you make this? Can you make this? Until I found what I like.
The Blue Corral.
Yeah. And, you know, of course, they also give you wristbands so you can
go off the compound, or
you can go to the other hotel.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can actually utilize their amenities there.
That's cool. That's neat.
So overall, for the DR, I would probably give the DR an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I think that I could explore more. You know, so next time maybe I'll get one that's more of a not like an all inclusive, but something different, and then maybe a tour guide, so then I can really check out Punta Cana a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now I want to say about how they drive. They drive worse than Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah, they drive worse. Ooh, they drive worse than Mexico.
That's interesting.
And you know, you see a lot of them on the scooters, so you get 2 or 3 people on them.
Yeah.
On their bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think you would be. You know how you get.
Yeah.
You would be very pissed.
Yeah, I don't have the
best. It's a free for all.
Road rage.
But I have to say, with all the tourism in Punta Cana, I love that. It seems like they're building. So if I was to go back in like 2-3 years, yeah, I'd be like, oh, you guys got condominiums now for people. You guys got more apartments. You guys have more like
it's about time.
Things, yeah.
It's about time.
I hate that you get places like Hawaii, which is U.S., and they low-key don't even want tourists to come because it's just skyrocketing their cost of living.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that. Stuff should be less for them and more affordable. Like, they should have better housing and things like that. And you can't be having people, hundreds of thousands, millions of people come a year to your country or to your state.
Yeah.
And you guys are not benefiting off of it. Right. I feel like being from Vegas, we benefit. More jobs. Our cost of living is not as bad as a lot of places on the West Coast.
No, yeah, a lot of tourists pay for a lot of shit out here. That's
and we have a lot of, if you are a resident, you get certain discounts, and you know, it's just not as bad as like can only imagine people live in Hawaii. I don't think they're really happy about like.
I would imagine
y'all come here and then shit like, why is it $10 for milk?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say DR was at 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Flying, you know, I know they had tornadoes in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And I think we felt a little of that because we was coming back, leaving from, which we got delayed a little bit, but leaving from Baltimore to go to Vegas. That's when I was like, send a freaking message in a bottle to my family because I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, I'd be so scared. And then the lady in front of me was pouncing like a toddler. Girl, if you don't sit your ass down,
I'm nervous.
No, she was just like, because she was probably drunk or something or had ADHD. She was just pouncing. I'm like, lady, you too big and too old to be acting like this. So like, what are you doing? And I stayed up for both flights, so I was tired and was not in the mood when I got there. I hate that though because I want to come back looking like how I felt.
Yeah, you definitely
had a good time. But when I got off the plane, I was in the mood. I was like, I fucking hate this. I hate plane. I want to just be able to and go somewhere. You know,
it would be nice if we had teleporters. You know,
that would be my superpower. To teleport places. Yeah, everybody talk about flying and reading minds, which I think is the worst.
Yeah,
I want to teleport places. Catch me in the pyramids.
Yeah,
how about that?
Jumper style.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any other questions about the DR? Or anything that you can think of?
No. I'd say, Cabo and DR overalls. Which one was the better experience then?
The better experience
overall.
I can't even say overall, man. It's hard to say
everything
that
included
because both places were amazing.
Of course, that's granted.
Dang, I don't know if I could break it down into things, then I can do that because I prefer the people are way more nicer to me. I feel like in the DR, the hotel was better in the DR. Aesthetically, like, come on now, it's the DR.
Okay,
it's a fucking island.
But then let's take that.
The experience-wise and food and stuff.
Experience, all this other stuff over here.
And just off of my experience,
nicer beach
overall,
maybe,
but not by much, would be Cabo.
Okay.
But I would love to give DR another chance where I'm making more money, so then I might do just a better hotel
expedition type of situation.
And have a tour guide and do some other stuff. Yeah. But it doesn't take away from DR. The people were great. The place was nice.
It's definitely like you're going to go, or I'm going to go again type of situation.
Yeah, I can see myself later down the road going again and then having a different experience. And I'm hoping it's positive because I'm somebody who can not pay for something, go somewhere and have a horrible time. yes, can things actually contribute to like what the fuck, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think I keep things so positive that I'm gonna find the rainbow at the end of the fucking for what I pay for because
That's
I'm
fair.
like wasting coin.
That is
so
true.
what
That is
what
true.
can we do here? You know, even when it was raining, I was like, I don't care if it raining out better till I'll be in that damn pool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if lightning gonna hit me, but I'm gonna be in that pool with a drink with a bathing suit with nobody else gonna be there.
That is funny.
But if you guys haven't traveled, I know there's people, and this is for the people who have money in their bank accounts, but they let fear, anxiety, and just
the world right now at large.
I don't have time. You can make time to travel.
That used to be your word. Their little phrase.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, that was her phrase, and now you don't say it anymore because you actually know how to make time for things.
I've always no, I don't. But when I say I don't got time for it, everybody know what I mean. I don't got time. I don't got time to hear that. But no, really, because we pay for so much, and you think about our day-to-day life.
Yes.
What does it take for just a year prior to save up for something and then pay for something? Like, I'm not somebody who's spare in the moment. I'm going to pay something 2 months prior. I'm like, let me think of it right after my last vacation, and then we'll start paying for stuff 6 months, 4 months in advance because you want to be able to recoup that money.
Yeah.
I think everybody who has a job, even if you have to plan something 2 years in advance to say, I put this money to the side, I think that you will not regret taking time for yourself or even if you bring your kids on, your family, and taking some time away.
I don't think there's anything wrong with spur of the moment. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something
for myself. I'm not that person, but I like that.
Being prepared for it is the best way you get the satisfaction out of this.
You know me, I'm a Cancer, so I'm a planner. I'm a organizer, but I like the opposite. If someone is like, oh, spare the moment, like, I'm gonna take you to blah blah. Oh shit, hold on. So I ain't gotta plan nothing, right? That's kind of cool too. I couldn't do that because I'll be like, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. You know, I'm not necessarily a spare moment person.
Right.
But it is cool if people are like that.
Yeah.
You know, because if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Now, remember, we drop our new episodes every Friday on all streaming platforms. And remember, we're on YouTube at Ideally Though Pod. So like, subscribe, hit the bell button.
Share them shits.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.